Because he got the momentum off the turn.
This is not for the lead. This is for second place, but great racing. Here's Fittipaldi. Now they're side by side. Into the turn. Here's where you can tell, and he's got him.
Yep.
Well, it's been bad luck dogging Mario Andretti since he won in 1969, but today it isn't bad luck. It's simply beautifully prepared cars and fine driving moving ahead of him.
Well, yeah, but here again it's a question of the March car being driven by Fittipaldi versus the Loa of Andretti. Maybe there's a difference there.
Could be. Increasing his lead in the Indianapolis 500. It's now up to 11 seconds over Emerson Fittipaldi of Brazil. Mario Andretti still running third in the race. But it's the Sullivan story up to here and looking more and more like it all the time. You see the shimmering heat coming up from the track, but again, it's strange, but it doesn't seem to have been bothering the drivers today. I think the humidity is quite low for one thing. In some years gone by, we've had tremendous humidity here. The relationship, the difference between the cars, watch as he crosses the yard of brick, the start-finish line. 11.4, so he's nudged it up a little bit more again.
Boy.
Sullivan to Fittipaldi in second place.
He's running away with it. You know what, Jim? I mean, that's seemingly he's been, you know, when you think he was really quite far back of Mario at one stage. He came all the way up, caught him, and then there was a sort of the period of confusion there because of his spin and then the subsequent crash involving Rich Vogler. And now he's just streamed on ahead.
Of course, you know, under the modern day rules here at Indy, there's still the possibility if a yellow flag comes out, that Fittipaldi can close up that difference between first and second under the yellow and then see if he can catch him again.
Oh, sure. Yeah, and all right, here's Fittipaldi into the pits. Yeah.
Okay, routine pit stop.
Remember, every time they come into the pits, tires change, the suspension possibly change, the car may go a little faster.
And Sullivan also, of course.
Yeah.
Sullivan also will have to make a pit stop.
However, they're not changing the tires here, interestingly, and the fuel is flowing very slowly at this late stage in the race. Notice how much longer a pit stop is now than it would have been earlier. Evidently, Emerson's car must be handling fine because they didn't see the need to make any adjustments. That would seem to blunt any opportunity for him to attack Danny.
Well, you said the fuel flows more slowly towards the end of the race. This is a gravity.
Oh, what?
There's a crash. That is 43. That's John Paul Jr. John Paul Jr. down into the grass after hitting the wall. And that does bring out the yellow, but now Fittipaldi pitted under the green.
Right.
That's going to cost him.
Yeah, now there's the kind of racing luck that Sullivan, and for that matter, Andretti need. Obviously, the yellow is out now. They will be able to duck in and make pit stops under the yellow. There's John Paul
Jr. See if this driver's all right, yeah.
Now notice the nose of that car. Jim, how intact it is. That's part of the new regulations for this year. Here's Mario Andretti.
Under the yellow.
Now a piece of luck that he desperately needs, even in his battle for second. This actually could be decisive. A big advantage for him, and they are changing those tires, desperately trying to get the handling to be better. But, you know, looking at that John Paul car, it's terrific. That nose cone held up so well. That's part of the change that most of the cars have made this year. New safety regulations.
There's Danny Sullivan.
Danny, also under the yellow, of course, to protect the driver's feet. Last year there was a whole rash of injuries to people's feet. Rick Mears, of course, we know about that, but many others were hurt as well. Sullivan not, though. He has led a charmed life.
The ballet of the Penske pit crew.
Roger loves all this kind of thing. You know, he's a guy that deals with strategy every day in his business. So when he comes here, all right, here's John Paul. He's all right, and he's walking around. Incredible, really, Jim, when you think of how hard he hit that wall. I mean, all right, here we go.
Look at that tire.
Yeah, it must have been triggered by a wheel coming off of his car, because that wheel, you know, was off the car, Jim, long before he hit the wall. And you see again, I make that point about the nose being fully intact. It's terrific to see. Much safer than ever, really.
No question about it. The man of the moment sits in car number 5, Danny Sullivan. Let's have a word with him.
Danny, this is Sam Posey. Can you hear me?
Please, loud and clear, Sam.
Danny, we're getting very near the end now. Could you describe for us the track conditions? The wind seems to have picked up a little bit. Is it affecting you?
Well, it takes the car, whatever bad characteristic you have, if your car's a little bit oversteering or a little bit understeering, it magnifies that in certain corners. But you just got to be a little careful.
Your own mood with the race so close to the end. How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, but this is when you start hearing everything and you get worried because I got Mario only 2 cars behind me.
Good luck to you, Danny. We'll see you at the end.
Yes, Sam.
Okay, so now it's Mario Andretti in second place, and as Danny indicated, not that far behind him when that green comes out. There's Roger Penske. Some anxious moments still remain in this race. He's got a loyal pit crew. Here's one of them. The Roger Penske racing team is a model of organization and efficiency. Nothing left to chance. Every part of the car in shining condition. Every tool at hand. Every crew member alert and well-dressed. But every member must eat also. Frank Mundy is the man who feeds them. He's a former stock car driver who helped found NASCAR with Bill France one January day in 1947. His relationship with the Penske team is special, and Roger remembers how it started.